oh yeah, the through line is emotionally unavailable black women because I, and it's funny having this convo because I was just watching, well, the MF Doom conversation with his alter ego, I forgot the name he used, was a uh, Godzilla character. Like he's like the all-knowing version or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that led me, it was like, oh, I want to create my own like kind of different alter ego character through a comic book. And I was like, who had I always kind of been uh, drawn to? And it was my favorite, one of my favorite movies, Superman 2. And so I was like, all right, the villain. I'm like, who's the villain there? General Zod. I was like, I don't want to have General Zod. But then I was like, all right, let me find out his name. It was like Drew Zod. So I was like, I can make it black, Drew Zod X. So some other random shit. And then I was like watching his story real quick. And he came from emotionally unavailable parents. Like they neglected him emotionally. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how I was because like my parents would, like, they would, like a lot of times they were in their room together and then I was left to entertain myself, and then
Oh,
until my brother came along, and then even then until he was like old enough, like,
he'd be in there with them.
well, that too, or like even when we had to take our nap time, I was like, he's 3 or 2 or some shit. So yeah, so and then even through adolescence, I remember on like Sundays or whatever, we would come home from church, and then my parents would go in the room and take a nap, and we have to entertain. We couldn't even go outside. Like we had to
Dang,
go.
just have to go sit somewhere.
Yeah, just like fortunately we had like game systems, but then there was the times I would get in trouble in school, and then I would have to entertain myself.
Oh man.
So that's why like I don't. That's where I don't like TV will be on, but I'm not like engaged
Yeah, because it's
because
just another thing
I have this whole like entertainment system in my brain.
that you've had to create from such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but then that's why I'm attracted to, because I feel like I have to work for that affection. Like I'm like, oh, if I think it was like even with emotion, I mean, 8 year situation or all the ones I was like, oh, if I, do these good things or I buy stuff or like I'll get them Beyonce tickets or I'll get them
Mm-hmm.
this or I get them that. A lot
And
of
like you've got
buying
to,
love.
yeah, someone can't just love you to love you.
Yeah.
You you've got to earn your keep, earn your love.
Yeah, or I'll I won't bring up things to keep the peace.
Avoidance.
Yeah, a lot of avoidance.
So here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I posed the question that I was asking earlier. What was it? What is my emotionally unavailable thing that drew you in? Because I'm curious. Um, I'm trying to reflect back to when we first met, and I really didn't have shit going on. Like I wasn't booed up in a sense. I mean, I had a beginning stage situationship because I don't think maybe I knew at that time it was a situationship, but at the same time that was just that. I mean, that shit wasn't holding me back from meeting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I was very genuine in what I said when we matched on Tinder, which was looking for someone to explore the city with, because I also believe that it took time. Like you can't rush time when it comes to you're gonna connect with someone or you're not. Like only time will tell that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it?
Um, what was it? Let's see. I have to go back into the brain, dig back. The fact that, well, it was initially like I liked your aesthetic. I wish I could see those pictures again, just to like have in brain. But the
Oh, you're
fact,
talking about the my photos on
yeah,
Tinder?
well, like initially,
They're probably the shit that'd be on my
yeah,
Instagram.
and so
Like upside down. I think that was like my profile picture was just an upside
yeah,
down picture of me, like probably chilling on the bed. I mean, clothed. Not let me not
yeah,
paint a picture that was in like lingerie or some
just a
shit.
very
It was quirky,
Yeah,
probably in my
quirky,
description.
different, a not a standard American Girl look, if that makes sense.
What's the standard American girl look? I'm
Well,
curious. What is the audience would like to
yeah,
know?
like
What is
it's
standard? You
yeah,
put shit
it's
out
not.
there.
It's a more. It's like a more a softer version of like a Grace Jones, if I can put it. Like it wasn't. It was like a distinct. Like you didn't look like you
Yeah,
were
it
from.
definitely was eclectic.
Yeah.
I think of the outfit. I was trying to recreate the outfit I wore on our first date because I had to throw away the skirt because the zipper stopped working, and I was so bummed because I really liked the skirt. I think it was like some form of like a plaid. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was like a black and white kind of plaid design skirt, and then I had a top that was like a tan, like mustard color,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was like a short sleeve, kind of ribbed, kind of like turtleneck but short sleeve, and then I wore my peep toe leopard print pumps, and I don't know what color my hair was, but I know it was short.
Yeah.
So that's very distinct.
Yeah. I think what was
Outfit.
the because I don't think you revealed till later that you were still like legally married.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
too. But I always like to navigate. I mean, set that up like I don't live with anybody. I haven't lived with anybody since 2014. And yeah, on paper, yeah, I was legally married. But I always like to lead with that first because I'm like, nah, ain't nobody coming up in the crib, popping up, got keys to the crib.
Yeah.
Like, we are truly separated. But, I
And
just couldn't rush that divorce because he's a special one.
yeah, which remind because yeah, I understood 'cause, like I guess I it didn't turn me away because I that was my situation for like all through my army years up
Uh-huh.
until like right before I got out. So I would always have to like kind of explain like I'm legally married, but you know I'm
Yeah.
kind of we're just we're especially after the yeah, pretty much right around the second deployment is when I was like, I'm not going back to this woman,
Mm-hmm.
like at all. And even then, it's funny. Well, I keep that's one of my repeated phrases. Funny, but I was just looking through my Yahoo email, and I saw like one of her emails, and it just like painted the picture of like this fuck nigga, like just this full on like fuck nigga, and I'm like, at first it was like a little, the twinge, because I always, I want to kind of always treat people, pretty good, but at the same time I do have that side of me, like I have done some cold, callous shit, and
Oh,
it's
is that what
like,
she was describing in her
yeah, I
email?
did, yeah,
That you. Oh,
just
so you were the fuck nigga.
yeah, I
I
was a
thought you
fuck.
were saying she was.
Oh
Oh,
no, no,
oh,
no.
you look like damn,
Yeah,
damn, dog.
yeah,
You really was out here doing the
yeah,
most.
yeah, and it's like it kind of is that I feel like I'm the male version of my mom.
Huh.
Like she,
So you're
like
saying your mom did fuck woman shit?
I to the degree I don't ever will know, like because I'm not a girl. My mom's never gonna really tell me a lot of the stories and shit like that.
But you
But
just have a
her, yeah,
twinge and a sense that
her
that's.
like mo was like that she was a bully, and I
Oh,
see
okay.
it because she used to run our house,
Do you
and
think
I
she runs her house now?
oh yeah, yeah,
Oh.
she's very. That's why I'm also attracted to. That's another thing that like attracted me to you was the masculine energy, like
All right, I
the just the
definitely get
taste.
that.
Yeah, and like, but not. I can't do too much. Like it's just enough to be there, but not. But what was the thing that like?
Yeah, because you
Oh,
said
cause the
mostly
mushy
unavailable, so
unavailable.
I'm trying to
Well,
think what
due to
part
the
of me
fact
was missing.
it was part that, and I knew we couldn't go anywhere for real because I was finna move.
Oh yeah,
So
and I let that be like, yeah, I wasn't. I think that made me definitely change up our interactions once
but
I
I
realized
didn't.
that because I was
I don't
like,
think I said because at that time when we first, I didn't have the job offer.
yeah, you tell me that when we first
Yeah, I
met.
wanted
It
to
was
make.
like maybe when I came to your house. I think it's when I came to your house.
Yeah.
That's when you said something, and then I think after that it was kind of like a distance. Like I wasn't really.
Cause I didn't want to say initially up front, cause like you were
Because
now like, all
you're
right,
like, she really ain't
you
gonna
really,
die.
but it's like,
Let's see after, come to the crib, do a little eat, ooh,
you
eat,
know, kind of get her hooked
ooh.
in a little bit, then you know, drop this information on her.
And I was like, I bet, and I think for me, it's just like inadvertently, because obviously things ended up being different than what I initially like told myself. Like, yeah, that long distance shit. Like, I want someone here, because I'd done that like twice over. Like before I. Oh, sorry, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, I did that with my repeat offender acts. And I say repeat offender because we like tried the whole relationship like 3 times. Like we met, we met on Black Planet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was fresh out of like high school. Like just joined the military, and so we tried to do the dating thing then. That was a whole crazy shit that went down, and then we just stopped talking. Like, and then we tried it again when I now was like living out here in Georgia, and that whole thing of when your person's around you, you play rent a boyfriend, rent a girlfriend type shit. Like you want to have the relationship experience.
Yeah.
You buy a prostitute, I had a girlfriend experience. I was having a relationship experience once in a blue moon for I had a rental boyfriend because the majority of our relationship was spent by way of phone calls and like Skype and shit. And then it just didn't work out. I think I hit him with email.
Mm.
I wish I had that email too. Shit, because I'd be deleting shit and stuff like
Oh, the
that.
emails that are out in the
Because
ether.
I really wish I had that, but it was on some next lifetime. Like I was just figuring maybe this shit ain't meant for us right now. Like maybe in a different lifetime we've been
Did he?
popping.
What was his response?
He responded because it was on some shit of I knew he had another kid, and I also knew that he really didn't make it be public. The kid I knew he had, like he had 2 kids, and I couldn't quite understand why he was hiding the fact that he had another kid from me. Like he couldn't just come and tell me. Like I felt like when it comes to like me and dating, I really try to go into it on some. Do I fuck with you like as a person? Like yeah, I'm attracted to you, but do I fuck with you like we could be friends? Like when I
Yeah.
start to build emotions for someone, and it's on the premise of like friendship building, and then the love is intertwined on some friendship level shit. Now that's elevated to like relationship shit, and I say it like that because I'm like, if things don't work out, I still want, I care about the person. I want them to be good. Like I want our baseline to be a friendship,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I really just felt like her on some like shit. You don't think I'm legit? I'm who I say I am. So I ain't gonna get mad. Like I felt some type of way. Like dang, you tested me. You don't think I am who I say I am with like how I create a safe space and shit. So it made me just feel like you don't really know me, or you don't trust me to be the consistent person that I am. And he was just on some like he has as if say he had to like explain some shit and it's not what I think, and he never explained shit, and that to me I was just like, what am I doing? Like
Yeah. I
and
like.
then the third time it was just not consistent treatment, and it was long distance again, and I'm just like pouring into him and trying to show him like, yo, I'm holding you down, and consistency shit, and just not feeling special. Like damn, I can't talk to you because you say you don't talk on the phone. So what do I have? Just some
Uh-huh.
pictures like, oh yeah guys, this is my boyfriend. Hell, Usher could have been my boyfriend at that point. So yeah, that time it was on some distinctly. I just remember listening to 30 Hours by Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gotten him this shirt. It was like a Tribe Called Quest shirt, inspired shirt. and I was gonna send it to him for Valentine's Day. I kept that shit. Just I don't.
Send that shit to me. I would have appreciated it.
But yeah, it was just because I just felt like, again, what am I doing? And so I think like, people recognize some shit sometimes to be like, oh man, you were consistent.
Yeah, it. Oh man.
So I've done the long distance shit. So I just knew when I met you, like I was like, I don't want that. I wanted someone here so I could like do shit with and whatever.
Yeah, because I had just came off of the prior year. I was seeing somebody that, of all places, lived in Houston. So, like the back and forth, I was like, I always even with Helen, I told her from jump, I was like, I'm not great with long distance because I'm gonna want to fuck you on a random Tuesday, and you won't be. And it's not like relying, it's like having access, like, and you won't be here.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'd like the parts of the relationship, the talking, somebody being into me, and then the the sexy time stuff we could do,
Uh-huh.
or like nudes and shit like that. That was like I guess I guess I was so starving and craving for affection and somebody to want me that like I would take like just that, but then still wanting more, and then they wouldn't be able to give me more, and it was like, oh,
I
that's
guess
when the
that's why I
problems
be
with.
sometimes like thrown off and shit because I'm just like, like I know enough to understand where that comes from. Like you want someone to watch you, but then I look at you. I look at like what drew me into you. Like let's just keep like surface, right? Because that's the
Uh,
beginning shit of when you meet someone, and then I'm like, what you say don't like. I'm
it
like, huh? Like I'm
it's
so
just no, it's like
confused.
literally like
Jackie
me,
Chan meme inserted here.
uh,
Like, what you mean
me
you want somebody to watch
me
you? I'm pretty sure
and
there's plenty of bras that wanted you. So
it's like me and my brother. We have had these talks how our mom did a number on us.
clearly,
Like she did, and I give her so much grace. There are times when I just want to like. She has some. She know what she
have
doing
you
too.
ever have you ever just been transparent?
I've tried like I like even when I was in Hawaii last time, she would keep on making comments about my hair, and I was like,
Or like what was
yeah,
it
just like
like?
it was
Why
like
you
the
growing
early,
it
yeah,
out?
yeah, like you gonna do something, the classic, you gonna do something with it, that, and I'm like, mom, am I not enough? Like, and then
well, I think that part though.
yeah, but then she
Uh,
was like, she would hit me and say, you're I'm proud of you, and my mom knows how to,
butter like
she
the
knows
sandwich effect.
how to, she knows how to disarm me. She uses, I have to remember that she's a girl, like, and like anytime things get tough, like she kind of knows how to,
Tap into your feminine.
she knows how, she's very manipulative without like, she's subconsciously manipulative, and that's why I
Okay.
would love to have more conversations of like, all right, mom, what happened, what did you
Go through
go through, like
to be
what
like that.
happened. And I kind of like, I get it because I, even my grandma, I know she's like, she's cool with me, but I know my mom, my grandma, she was the first, like, she was like, had that masculine, my grandma wore pantsuits, so that tells you like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and she
yeah.
was like ahead
Not
of her
playing.
time, where in the 50s, 60s, and stuff like that, she worked a job. She wasn't like the stay at home. So I come from a long line of, like, on my mom's side, very more dominant women versus
Uh-huh.
my dad's side is the more docile, like my, yeah, my dad talks about like my grandpa on that side. He had a wife, he had a side chick. Like
But your dad was not like that.
nah, he
He
was,
was the more held like quieter one of his group of
yeah, because he
siblings.
was right in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Like he was right in the middle, and so he saw like, I think he wanted subconscious, like I think he kind of wanted the opposite of my grandma,
Uh-huh.
like that kind of that fiery thing kind of attracted him, but at the same time like,
He wanted more of a chill, quiet woman.
yeah, but like he still wanted that fire. He didn't know, he wanted to like, in a way, like still get that fire, but he didn't know how to kind of mold her in that way to,
Where you have that balance, like
yeah.
someone gonna rub on my back, but when I need them to be a
And I
little,
think it was
a little
more so
careful.
like, it was more of that, he got that when like he was in the army.
Mm-hmm.
But then once again, the same thing happened once he got out. Like he was a shell of himself, And then my
Mm.
mom started to take on, like, once she started to get the job, like, that's when, like, when my mom started to go back to school and working, like, that's when, like, I didn't have, I look at old pictures and she looked happy with me, but with my brother, she, like, you could see pictures and she did not look happy at all.
Oh,
Like, like, my brother, he's the baby that didn't get baby.
oh,
So it goes to into a lot
because
of,
her focus was corporate.
yeah, and I have to keep, I always try to remind him, like, you are tall, you're dark, handsome, you're intelligent, you're
Because she
blown
didn't
up.
pour into him.
Nah, yeah, so I'm like, I do, and my
Or
dad,
she didn't really pour into either y'all in the
yeah,
way
my
that
dad
she
was more
needed
of the, but my
to.
mom's way of showing her love was showing up.
Yeah, but you need more to show him.
Yeah,
That's why I say when you say about, wanting to be like wanted and shit. And that's where like, like I've had this conversation when like other people were the same thing where I'm like, you're like a classically attractive person. So then it's like, why would you not, why do you not feel like women would want you, and better yet, the women that you are attracted to wouldn't be attracted to you? But what I recognize too, to your point, is you're not, if no one's built that up in you from a young age, then you're not seeing yourself how others see you. So
yeah,
therefore, you don't see yourself as like, oh, I'm smart, I'm
and
attractive,
then too,
I'm
like,
funny. Like you don't see that. You see yourself as like, I'm just a shell, and I gotta beg for someone to love me. And therefore, on the outside looking in, the energy that's given, the body language is like, something's, like
yeah,
it shows. You get what I'm saying? Like you have all the tools, like you have the foundation
mm-hmm.
to like be in that ego, like in a healthy way. But you get what I'm saying?
It's, yeah, it's
But
also,
then that's not what ends up being the case.
yeah, it's also very a protective factor for me because it's like if you here, it's because you really want to be here. It's not like on no agenda shit, not on no
Huh?
like kind of like you genuinely want to be here. It's not what I can do for you. It's not what, like,
I mean, yeah.
it's not a facade thing or like a service thing.
No, I mean I get that. You want people to obviously be. We all want people to be here for us because they want to be here. We don't want people just to be like, you know, leech suckers off of
Yeah.
us. But I'm talking very surface basic things because what really like drew my attention in and your statement is I'm like pretty much I look at like fucking like Tyson, and then Tyson Beckford's like,
Mm.
dang, I just really wanted her to like me, and motherfuckers like, you fucking Tyson, what the fuck you talking about, bruh? So that's how that's literally how I feel about you, and I feel like you purposely like downplay on yourself, or like you like want to make yourself like less than,
Cause that's how.
because it's like I don't know if that's how you feel or that's how you feel society looks at you. So then it's real like confusing on the outside because I'm just like this motherfucker don't even realize like he
Cause
acting like he really gotta like
that's
work for this shit and you don't. Like
yeah,
who told you this
12.
lie?
Yeah, cause it's once again not growing
Sorry.
up around black people till sixth grade. Like that 12 was like a very
So were there
pivotal.
like a lot of
It was
bullies?
like 11. Like I didn't really like. It was like maybe a fifth grade going to sixth grade. It's like um being like growing up in like army brat up until fifth grade. Like we were all like just trying to be cool because we never know when we gonna up and leave. Whereas
Yeah.
like fifth grade, all right, bam, that was the first time like I got, well, then my smart mouth kind of was a factor. But then sixth grade was really like bullying. Like I remember like being bullied on the bus and just like,
How did you process that?
oh, very very self, like I nobody, like I was just, I would go and I would write in my journal and I would create this whole different like life,
Aw.
like this different dude that had like a girlfriend, and like I literally was, my journal was fiction.
And so, did you ever communicate these things to your dad, even if not your mom, because of just how you said your dad
Nah,
poured
cause
into you all a little bit more?
nah, I don't think. my parents, my dad didn't realize like what kind of was up with me as far as like issues or whatever until like high school. My first, even I was like 15, and I had my first girlfriend, and she really wanted my best friend, but I was like I slid in, and it only lasted 2 weeks, and then she broke up with me, and then I was like devastated to the point where I like wrote a suicide note.
Damn.
Yeah, and my dad found it, or did I give? I can't remember. But that was kind of the like, all right, something's up. Like I got all these emotions, I don't know what to deal with. But then they didn't know what to, they didn't know how to deal with them. Like we it was a house of four of us, and then we still like we were strangers in our own home because we did not know anything about each other.
Damn.
Even me and my brother, we didn't like talk about what was going on in our lives.
That's
Like it
tough.
was like we would just come together like for dinner or for like church, or like even when we didn't have church, my dad would sit us on that couch and he would like go through a whole like 2 hour, 3 hour sermon. We just
Yeah.
sitting there. And that's when I was like, that's when I would definitely like zone out. Like,
That's what I was about to say. That's probably, one of your coping mechanisms
yeah,
is being able to like zone out and go off to another planet.
yeah. So, but all right, hold on, let me break that. All right, continue. Oh, let me see. Where were we? Okay, so
So you said about my masculine energy because I was
yeah,
trying to figure out was it so or was it the fact that you need like I wasn't reacting unbothered by the way. I mean by
that
the fact that you were leaving. Like I
yeah,
wasn't
that
showing. I wasn't all on
you
your nutsack.
were
Like oh
yeah,
my
that your
god.
confidence, your short hair, and then that was peak me going through sexuality issues. Like that was um like I noticed like it's interesting. If I go back and read the tea leaves, I can see stuff here. But like I remember distinctly when I was like 26 in the barracks, and I think I searched for or I stumbled across some gay porn,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh, I like this, and I was like, but then I felt instantly like bad, like shame, and then I was like, so I put it under a rug, and then before I left Atlanta, like there was a tap 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 on the shoulder of hey, you got this thing that you've been ignoring all this time. Let's figure it out. And that's when I would try to in a way, in a control way. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would like hop on Tinder and then go to like look at guys, but then hop back off. And then everyone, I think even one time I tried to make a move on one of my male coworkers. I invited him to come over my place. He was gay, but
Oh, but because
yeah,
that's what I was about to say. Like, did you know he was?
yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah. I
like you
remember
had to.
we went to Spell House one time, and he had like gay roommates, and I was like, no straight nigga has gay roommates. Um,
So you were like, oh, you want to come over?
yeah, yeah, we were smoking, and I kind of make a move, and I didn't, and like it, I guess
You didn't
he
what?
didn't like, he kind of didn't know what the fuck, he was like, kind of rejected me or whatever, and I remember I called my dad, and I was like crying,
Aw,
and I was like, and he
damn,
was
never thought
like,
about.
yeah, he was there for me in that moment, which is
How was
funny.
that with your coworker before you get deep into that connection with your dad? Because y'all
Oh,
were coworkers.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
how did
No,
that
we
work
were like I
after?
had left that job already, so
Oh,
like we
okay.
weren't. I didn't have to.
So
It
it is
wasn't like I
like
had
yeah.
to.
So what? Like his rejection was? Do you think maybe he was just confused because you never
I
gave
think
off
yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
energy?
I think that's what it was. But it's funny now later he was like it was up, but I was like nah, I'm good.
Oh, so therefore that's so he ain't really because again I'm like you're not, you're. I don't want to say there's someone for everyone, but
Yeah,
like you're not ugly, so therefore I don't like I was like I don't
yeah.
think
And
he
then even
rejected you like he
nah, it was
wasn't drawn
totally
to
like
you.
thrown
It was
off.
just yeah because you didn't give him any signs, so he don't know what's up. He ain't trying to get set
Yeah,
up, so he probably was just like nah, let me just
yeah.
chill
And there
because I
was
don't
like
want no problem.
one other instance. It was so hilarious. Cause me and sis, she came over just to hang, and we did shrooms, and I think I had been talking to this guy on Tinder or whatever, and I was like, "Hey, you want to come over?" And it was such like you saw my old place. So coming up in that back area, he comes in. It's a woman on the couch. I got this jar of pennies on my fucking thing, and it's like it's such a weird
You're probably
situation.
like, what the hell is
Yeah,
this?
and I was like, "You want to do something?" And he comes like, "I don't know." And I was like,
With
"You want
this
to go back to the
random
room?"
woman just chilling here?
Yeah, and
And this is
then
y'all first time meeting?
right, yep,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like,
But he was like, "I don't want to die."
he said he don't want to die?
No, no, no. I was thinking like that. I was like, I would think like in that
Yeah, because
situation.
why would I
Yeah,
be
why would
coming to
this?
somebody's house and then some chicks there? Like, is this a setup?
Yeah,
This is Atlanta. Like,
that was definitely a very
so then he was just like, I'm good. And
yeah.
then did he ghost you?
We're still like, but by then like the rejection of me, my ego was all like, yeah, I'm good. And then yeah, so like that was a time. So like you having your short hair, I kind of got like the pieces of that masculinity.
Oh, she's saying I look like a dude? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, a boy. No, not a. Cause you no 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 no
What?
no. You had the. It was the. It
So
was.
woman got short hair. That
It was
means
the
you.
no. It was the short cut with the waves.
Oh yeah, I
That
mean,
was
people
definitely.
always be about my ways.
Yeah, that was.
Guys be like, dang dog, how you get bone? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's genetics, baby. I don't know what else to tell you. So I gotta keep that in mind. If I go with the low haircut,
Yeah.
so you think I'll be attracting the bi guys?
Probably.
Is that
I
energy?
mean, you attract artists, so and
Oh, was that another thing? You're like, well,
yeah,
your favorite artists. Let me tell you.
yeah, these artists are
Very
not
open
100.
sexually.
They're not 100% straight. Like.
Oh, you bear witness that without putting anybody's business out there. Because how you say it like that.
Just know what I know about. I feel like creativity comes from. I feel like creativity is more of a feminine energy because y'all can create. Like y'all is just that other side. It's very very creative.
Mm.
That creative brain is more so like a woman.
So hence, made me have a desire to tap into that
Yeah, and then
feminine side
so
or
then
that.
the more linear, the more like how my mom's an accountant. Like she's like anything like linear, any like that straight. It makes sense. It's an answer. You put this is that's more of like masculine energy.
So I was giving you that masculine energy.
Yeah.
In a woman's body. Let's let it be known. I'm quite feminine too.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Because I do recognize I like my mom was the one that was at home with me. Because I feel like sexuality is definitely both nature and nurture. But like when my mom was home, like I lived. My mom would stay at home with me until like I went away like preschool, like 4 or 5, and then like I'm with her, and we watching soap operas and westerns. So
That balance.
yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
And then let me see what else was the attraction. How can I'm trying to.
What are you trying to say in a nice way?
Oh yeah.
Man, just say it. I don't feel no type of way. I ain't gonna crush me. Unless it's some shit you never told me before.
No, it's still the like okay.
Go ahead. I'm a big girl.
You're the female version of me when it comes to being a hoe. That's like the best way. That's the most. Because even like last night when you were saying and I was
about
like,
the intricacies of my past.
yeah, and I kind of like had a moment of like I have because it's
like,
it's
dang, so you got
it's
a
just
roster?
yeah, it's like it's this annoying. It's this annoying man shit of like
the ego thing.
Yeah, it was like we be.
Oh yeah. I mean, but you know the thing about that too. Like I was just reflecting on, just because the conversation was just how fucking. Like,
well, before you go that but it's the same thing. I very much like. It's still like. I'm attracted to it. I can't do like prudes. I can't.
I'm like, you're like, oh, this person's a
yeah, niggas be wanting
niggas
be wanting virgin whores.
virgin whore.
Yeah,
So
like
the
you want
fruit
her to not
nasty
have these experience. You don't want her to have these bodies, or and I'm like
experience
she's
or
experienced. Like she gotta learn somewhere.
yeah. I think for me it was just recognizing as time as the years have passed how like things are connected, and that's what I was thinking like last night. Like, dang, I guess I am inherently like drawn to creatives because when I reflected on my past and seeing how I think interconnected, it was like, oh, I'm attracted to this aspect that I don't think I ever really vocalized. But other people saw it in me because I remember people like, oh, you date the artist. I'm like, what? Because that wasn't, I never typed cast. Like when it comes to dating, I don't have a type.
Mm.
Like I haven't had a type other than being drawn to a person because of personality or I find you attractive, but I don't have a type. You can't look at the people I dated in my past and be like, oh, they have a certain nuance because they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So then I think it threw people off more, especially guys, because it's like, fuck, then who really is my competition? Because I know it's an ego thing. So to date someone that don't have a type, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Then I can't even be like, oh yeah, I know she like tall, dark skinned niggas
yeah,
with fucking beards.
it's
So
yeah. I
okay,
don't
that's
think
my
it's. I think
competition.
whereas it's
Whatever.
not that for me is I think I understand the psychological side of dating.
Mm-hmm.
So how I'm attracted to emotionally unavailable women,
Uh-huh.
and they look in all separate. But the through line is that, and it's usually of course women with daddy issues, and then
Mm-hmm.
I can, then it's like on the flip side. That's why I kind of ask women like, all right, well, who's the last like, if you tell me like the last 3 to 5 dudes you're with, I can find the common through line.
Oh really? So
Yeah,
what is
I
my
can like.
common through line? I
Oh,
told you about
I
the
haven't.
last.
I'm still.
Did
I'm.
you? Did you even ask
I
me that
have.
question?
I haven't. Like I haven't gone through. I haven't really because I'm still dealing with the fact that we are not officially together, and so it's like it's this thing where it's like I don't want to because I it's very annoying, but at the same time, it's helped me produce some great art. It's that feminine side of like I I'm like I get jealous. I'm like the fuck, and it's a jealousy that like really really affects me, and it's like it has me like it be I have to stop myself from sending paragraph long messages. I'm like no, put that
I'm very
paragraph
thankful
into
that because I'd be like,
put it
oh, you've
yeah
evolved and you're
yeah
not
put
doing
it
that. Cause,
no them paragraph long messages are in the music. That if you want to find the paragraph long messages, they're
oh,
in
just
the
I gotta listen
just
to the
go
songs.
listen to the songs and
Oh,
that's
oh, that's where the what do they call it? The Easter eggs.
yes where all the Easter eggs
I
are
was
and so
curious. I was thinking about that too. I was like, where are the Easter eggs? I know they somewhere around here. They're
they're the
not in the
Easter
writing. Not really. So they're
they're
somewhere.
the writing is more of the like the the sadistic side, the more of like all right I'm gonna take this jealousy and I'm gonna use it. Like I'm either gonna use it to inflict pain that's gonna bring me joy, or I'm gonna like watch like that. But then the other side of because I so it's kind of hard for me to talk about. But the fact that like I think that's too why the common the what attracted me to was your trauma because
Mm-hmm.
like it was like how you were like hit me when you were talking about my body's a crime scene. I'm like fuck like this is
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I was all like every used to be like clockwork. I think at least 2 times, 2 to 3 times a year.
You talking about your childhood?
Yeah, my dad tried to kill me.
Damn.
Like those, that's how like it wasn't no like it wasn't no like my mom was like my mom. That's why like I used to always want
What
my
do
mom to
you?
spank me. Like I used because it would be like
And I'm like, where your mom at during this
yeah
time? She
nah
just be like, do 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 do
she
do.
like she was just like and we've talked about it. She was like she was so scared of my dad.
Oh, okay. Cause
Like
I'm like, there has
in
to be
that area
something
like
going on.
she but then on the same time like that's why I have a very interesting relationship with my own trauma, because it's the very thing that fucked me up is the very thing that saved me and has like strengthened me to get through like all these things that I had been through. So that's how I'm able to like, I'll go to like the depths of like some serious pain and I will cry that shit out and I will talk it out. But then on the other side, I'm okay, how can I make this, and I can have make some beautiful art out of it. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
even with that, it's all like, okay, I'm jealous, but
So that's why you
I
haven't
get
asked me about. But you never. I don't think you asked me when we were together. So that's why I brought it up. Not
once again,
even the
because even
present
when we
from the
were
past.
together, like we weren't together, like we weren't like
You were. You
we,
asked me to be your
I but
girlfriend.
I know, but we were and technically I found a like a little exemption in the rule. I was like, we never officially broke up. Uh, in my story, in my mind,
And we never had that
we
conversation.
never had a. I was all like, so technically,
We've never been not together.
yeah, yeah,
Because it was never
on
just a,
my
it's over.
yeah, it wasn't.
Do adults even do that nowadays? Probably
Yes,
not.
yes, they do.
Yes.
Because I've been on the,
Oh, you're right. I have gotten the girl. You a good person and all, but
or
this ain't
just
working. That's the
even with
breakup.
the
So you're right.
Gemini, it was like I think the third time I was like, this isn't working for me. And I was like, she didn't want to work. And then at the same time, I was all like,
But was
oh,
she good with it when you broke up with her? She was like, okay.
yeah, I think that's what fucked me up. Like, she was kind of, and she had sold me too. She was like, because I had was the one that presented it. Like, I was like, hey, I was like, once I say, like, all right, this ain't working, and she was like, all right, I'll start them into it, like, check if I'm there. But what was I about to say? Oh, yeah.
So because you feel like we weren't really together, although now you're saying we really ain't break up, so that's why you ain't asked me about the standard five,
Yeah, I haven't, because
or was
once
it
again,
because also it was long distance too?
the distance. Like that distance piece, and it's so fucking funny. That shit was had me crying, laughing in my head when the little homie brought up the short dude,
Oh,
and I when I was like, it was
oh,
such a weight off of my
oh.
damn, because it's one of the things where I've been tripping off this person, and it's like it's affecting me. It's like I was like, I was like, yeah, I gotta
Oh,
get,
because you have this whole idea built up in
yeah.
your head of this imaginative figure in
Yeah,
a
this
sense,
imaginative,
and
this
but
nemesis.
I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
even referenced that to you, like,
I don't know.
or
I've
maybe not, because I don't really
little
go into
thing
details
here,
like
and
that.
then also too, I keep a lot of I keep a like a barrier up. But
Yeah.
then once I was like, it kind of once again I was like, it had me in the I'm like, damn, she bringing up this nigga. But then I had to remind myself, I was like, hold on, you the one that's fucking sitting in here. And then when she brought up the height, I was like, oh, I'm tripping off this little. Just some once again this
You know.
Dom E, and like that's why even when I had that threesome with Helen, like the dude was smaller than me, and I was like, oh, I could do this. We are so.
Let's sigh.
we,
Maybe that's also a reason why you ain't ask, because it's just because like, do I really do you it's like I can get it like the distance, and it's like, do I really want to know, like,
do
is there a chance that any of those people are gonna now pop up, and I'm
yeah,
out here in this whole different state and they have easier access, and now are they gonna become like now my competition again? I don't know. I just bring it up because you said that's like how you assess people. So I'm
yeah,
like, how
and
come you
it's
ain't assess that with me? You ain't really asked me. I might have like told you. I don't know, because I wasn't like when I think about the folks in the past that I like relationship wise before you, like what before,
oh,
you
before I
know.
forget, that was the other thing that floated my. I was like, because I would have like, she say she loved me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's these looking on them on the in the inside of my art, this is what I want, but then on the outside I look at it as I take myself out and be the therapist, and like the uh, unrealistic, not unrealistic, but big expectations of even like it goes like, all right, before I was like, why the fuck would I want her to like move all the way across to another state? She just got a fresh out divorce, she got a kid, but that's who I want. But then two, it's like, all right, she love me, but she don't love me enough to be this nigga. But they have been together for 3 some odd years. This person has been, a part of her life. But then it's like, I was like, well, motherfucker, I'm like, my parents broke up after 30 some years. I'm like, it worked out fine. I mean, it sucked. It sucked. And I could be there to console and like, it's gonna be okay, baby. It's gonna be.
Oh,
I, you wanted that confidence. That's where it comes out. Like you just very, very, very Prince-esque.
I know. I'm like,
you want to play over in Morris's band, huh? All right. I just keep on here making these hits. I keep on making these hits, and then one day.
So okay, well, when we reflect on the past in our initial meeting, I guess that would make sense. Like, why would you care or want to know about who I dated recently in the past when it wasn't like you were still going to be living here? You were about to leave. So therefore now they have, like, again, closer access to me versus I feel like if you were still here back then you wouldn't be maybe as bothered because you're like, well, I stay here, so it don't matter. I just recognize again how, like, big small the city is and how we're inadvertently all kind of connected, and I especially after getting to know you and shit, I'm like, damn, everybody motherfucking know everybody. And then I feel like that's where the ego thing also plays a role.
Yeah, but then I switched it around. I look, I was in the same, like, before I left Atlanta, I would bump into, like, especially going to the art shows. It was like, oh damn, 3 y'all in here? Oh shit, okay, all right, hey, what's up?
Like art shows like that.
Well, I'm just saying, for me, it was like I would go and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, shit.
And then would you interact with each of them?
I would kind of, yeah. I would, yeah. I would, no, I wouldn't dodge. I would, say what's up and just bounce around, keep it short, like, play the game or whatever. I don't think I was never in a relationship with somebody, and when I was with them, it would have to be like, hey, yo,
such and such might be here.
Yeah, such and such. Which I didn't have to deal with that till I was dating somebody in Houston, and I was like, hey, yo, I know we fucking, but this other person might show up to my art show.
Oh. And then how was that?
It was I don't know, I probably made it way more dramatic than it needed to be, because it was all, I was just sitting there, I was like, got something to tell you, and,
Lord.
Yeah, just drama. But I do like mine. Once again, niggas watch soap operas.
Yeah, you like that aspect
I love
of it.
my slight element of.
I don't know if I like. It's the after effect. It's like I'm not asking for it. I don't desire it. But if it ends up happening and there's no blow up, then it is like that ego stroke. Because I think, like, I've had situations where, like I told you, like when I went on a date, a few years back, and I had inadvertently, like, distance. It wasn't ghosting because I was still talking to them, but I just had distance. It wasn't like frequent or didn't pick up based on our interactions how maybe they thought it was going to be. And then, I'm here with somebody, and then here they are.
There we go.
You're like, oh. But the person I was with was so, like, they didn't fucking even know. They're just so, like, zoned out in their phone that they didn't even see the interaction, which made it even more of a kicker, because it's just like, here we go. Or, I told you about, the same year that we met, and how it was like my ex and homie were all in the same spot.
That's my one superpower. I have a slight, like, case of women's intuition.
Oh, so you think you would be able to like be somewhere with
Oh
me and
hell yeah!
know
Oh,
you
I
would
look at.
know
Oh
if a
hell yeah!
person that,
I have.
or
It
would you
is
just assume like, oh, this nigga coming over here, oh yeah,
either
they fucked.
either I have been in rooms where like I was like, all right,
So how did that
either they
work
done
then?
fucked, either they gonna fuck, or they
So
fucking now.
so how did that work then? Or how did that feel? Because you took it upon yourself to engage with someone that I, once had sex with. And then I told you, so you knew that information. They didn't know that you and I had sex before.
I was like,
But
hi.
yeah, what was
Once
that like
again, just like
then?
hi.
Was
It's
it
like
a
it
dick
was.
measuring
Yeah, it
contest for
was a.
you?
It's a mentally punking this nigga,
Okay.
because and that's
Or
where
like, oh, let me see, let me
I
dissect. What is it could possibly be with this
I
person?
would. That's
How am
why.
I better than this person as to
Yeah,
why would you even fuck with
I
them?
do need to. That's why I gotta write this fucking story, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what the army was for me. Like I basically dominated men. I dominated men and I built them up to coach them, and that's what like the army is, and it's all like it's
So
like
then that's what it was. Is that what?
mental
Because
mental.
I'm curious. Like, what would make you? Like, I get like you pushing your brand, but in
Oh
that
no, this part some petty shit
specific
too.
thing,
Some
I was
petty.
like, I know because the only real reason why this individual is like floating in your stratosphere is because I specifically pointed out to
Mm-hmm.
you, more so just it was like supposed to be like a funny story, and then here I go just browsing Instagram, and then I see the little robot icon or there's some pictures, like this is a little different because typically, yeah, the nigga is not going to comment or say nothing or engage with any nigga that they know that someone they're checking for done fucked. Like, you don't see that. So I knew it was like some weird ego. And I saw an interview and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I
I'm like, this
will.
is not on no, I'm pushing my brand.
Yeah,
This is
nah. I
all
will
I'm leading with ego. Like,
ego. I will infiltrate. I will find.
so what was the reasoning behind it? Because I've always been curious. I mean, I only,
Oh, it was a
that
combo.
was a one and
It
done.
was a combo of both. Just kind of like one pushing, and then two kind of like feeling like I got a kind of mental one up. I was like, oh, there we go. It's like I have something that you want.
Uh,
It goes into my. I, I think it goes into the sexual stuff where that's why I am attracted to the hot wife, the cook, the like the sharing,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, we're like, cause the sex after like me and Helen had that three, like the sex was like just next level, and I was like, oh
Because of that. Oh,
man,
but you're mine.
yeah.
Uh,
And then like even like when you tell me about your stories, it's like so much easier to like hear them, or like when you're like touching me, or like when we're having sex, like when you were having like talking about the threesome, I was like, oh shit, this is fucking lit. And then I was like, then also too, I'm trying to, cause I don't want to. I was gonna ask you. I was like, what hurts? What gets to her? Cause you was like, the spanking ain't gonna be the punishment, nigga. Let me see if I can find out what the punishment is gonna be. Like, don't tell me. I'm gonna figure it out. But I know
mm-hmm.
we're coming short on time, but this is very,
Clearly.
very, very, very arousing. So how do you foresee that going? Like
for see
a
what going.
threesome going? Like how?
Um, like the play by play.
Well, just like how it's like,
How would it even happen?
yeah. Cause all mine have been like, well, the only like all the other ones were kind of like random. And then
I feel like it would need to be random. I think putting too much thought into it would be where I'm too much in my head.
gotcha.
I would have to just be on. I'm just like on this high and like just fuck it. Let's do this now.
Yeah,
On some like one and done type shit. Like the
gotcha.
randomness. I think if it's too planned, there's too much thought and talk, and then
Yeah,
it's
you
just
talk yourself out of it.
yeah, just be overthinking shit. I just feel like it just have to be something like random, like on one of those like. But see, like going to one of those like clubs
Uh-huh.
is not random because obviously you're there and you know what people do there. But then that would be random because it would be one of those things of if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
Yeah.
Because I can't gauge and know up front the energy.
Yeah, because you could very well go and then not do nothing, or
yeah,
go
not
and
catch a vibe, and then, or I don't want to go, or I wouldn't go with those expectations. It's kind of this is just a new adventure and
Yeah.
see what it's about, that type thing. Because I think that's also makes it a lot more exciting. Like, I think about just the random moments I've had and in like my first time giving oral to a woman. It was random. We didn't sit there and be like, so tonight we're gonna do this and then we're gonna go here. It was just like just met up. It was a group of us. So I guess we were just celebrating somebody's birthday or some shit. We were just in the club and DJ was lit and we're just having a good time. And then it was just like, yo, let's go to Waffle House. And it's just like, all right, bet. We're there chilling. And then, you just still up. Oh, I live not that far. We can just kick it there. It was like, shit, all right. Still not thinking anything other than this extended kicking it. And then it's like, oh, let's play a game, truth or dare. And then, shit, if it's only three of y'all, truth or dare. I mean, all it takes is take off your clothes, suck on someone's nipple, and then, I mean, shit. At that point now, it's just leading to stuff. But I think even in that situation, I think when I went down on her, that was pleasurable enough for me. Like, I got turned on enough by that I'm like, I don't need that now. Y'all have at it. And then the sounds were like a turn on because it's like that, oh, you know what they're doing. Even though it was like dark and I was like faking like I was sleeping, so because I didn't want to be part of that.
Yeah, I've seen those porns of like the people having sex and then the other one sleep.
Yeah, where it's just like, because like sounds can be a turn on too, and yeah, and so that's why I don't want to put too much thought into it. Like, oh, it's gotta be exactly like this. No, I wanted it to be on some random like fuck it type shit. That's gonna be the thrill for me. If it's too planned out, unless it's like, because I feel like even if it's one of those things to be like, oh, you could be like, oh yeah, I know this girl, she'll be down. It's still,
yeah,
I wouldn't
feel comfortable. Yeah, I would not.
You wouldn't feel comfortable?
Nah.
Why? Why would you not? If it's a person that you already previously had sex with, why would you not feel comfortable?
Because once again, opening up that level of communication again.
Meaning having to talk to someone in the past that
and it would feel like work, and it just I'm good. No, I am A-okay.
Oh.
And then like the fact that once again, I still even though I know my narrative, we never broke up, but in my other narrative, it's still I haven't asked you to be my girl, but I think I'm just gonna ask you to marry me and shit, cause it is not even
my ring size is 7.
Yeah, bam, there we go. Bam, I knew I was gonna get it. I wasn't gonna ask. All right, bam.
You're like, I can know it without asking for it.
I need to.
She just gave it to me. I'm pretty sure we went through this the first time we were together. So
Yeah, but at the
we
same
literally
time,
went ring shopping.
but at the same time, like I have
We
like,
were all over the place.
yeah, well, not into like once things like kind of subside, like I kind of like feelings and thoughts and memories.
Recycle bin.
Yeah, and so that's when like when you bring it up, I'm like, oh, okay, bam, all right, it puts it back into play.
Mm.
Cause like yeah, I that's what like I think two past like people I've been with, they wouldn't even like entertain like the conversation of like trying to do
A threesome?
well threesomes or going to like
So you've never been in a relationship with someone and gone and explored together?
nah came close, but like I said, the only thing was like Helen, and then like when we were like dating, starting out, like we went to trapeze and it was cool, but
And
like
y'all had sex there?
yeah,
In front of people?
yeah.
Did you do stuff with people?
No. The only time I did something with somebody was the first time I went, and I went with Nikki, and that's when I ended up having sex with that one Air Force chick that was about to get deployed.
That was there?
Yeah, and so we ended up fucking next to a couple.
So then the people walk around naked?
Oh yeah, there's people walking around naked.
So it's not like you walk around with robes. Somebody said that's not true.
Some like it depends. Like sometimes you have towels, people walking around with towels, or then like people walking around naked.
And it's all different types of flavors and stuff. Like
Well, mostly vanilla, but I mean you see some like black folks in there.
Age group.
Yeah.
The more older folks.
Yeah, you have like you have a wide range. Like you'll have younger, older, but I haven't been in a while, so.
Yeah, who knows?
I think
You go like, what is this shit? I just donated money to this. I might as well went to Blue Flame.
It will be interesting going to there sober.
Oh, because all the
I've always
times you've
been
been
on yeah. I think
because you feel like you needed that in order to
yeah at that time, but I'm at a time where I want to be able to
feel everything.
Yeah.
You can't feel everything if you know. There's that.
Right.
Oh, sir. Sir. I'm trying to maximize on your time. It's on my head. You know what?
You know what? Let's just go to the bed. There we go.
Yes, because you know your time is much limited.
Right. Where did
In fact, let me check my GPS because